Once again, please share this as much as you can. You are watching MMTV Manchester. I'm Dave Sweetmore. I'm going to be taking you through the night. To start the night, some live music, studio audience, and you at home enjoy this. Please welcome Ash Palmer.
You all right? In the morning sun, I woke you up to say what I had to say. After last night, are things alright? Can we carry on today? And as you rose, I made you toast, and you began to cry. You said I've had enough, it's just too much. I wish you well goodbye. I wish you well goodbye. Since we lost touch, I've drank too much, I've took up smoking too. Now it's late to rest, yes it's for the best. Well, not for me, but for you. And such by such into my future to thrust as I move on with my life. And as I live my dream, I'll always think of thee. I wish you well goodbye. In the morning sun, I woke you up to say what I had to say. After last night, are things alright? Can we carry on today? And as you rose, I made you toast, and you began to cry. You said I've had enough, it's just too much. I wish you well goodbye. Thank you very much.
There we go. Let's hear it, MMTV, the brilliant Ash Palmer. Are you going to do one more for us before we carry on?
Yeah, go on, man.
You crack on then.
This is a song about a girl I met in a bar a couple of months ago that looked like she could have been part of the cast of Quadrophenia. So it's called The Only Mod in Manchester. I hadn't been smiling for ages. I didn't play guitar, wrote no words on the pages. Working all night for low wages. It's not why I came in, it's the end of the world. The round comes Friday night. They'll drag me out to give the total a line. But standing by my side, there's this girl. coats and a Fredberry polo shirt. And she acted like she thought she was the only mud in Manchester. And she seemed to believe she was the only one around. And I couldn't believe my eyes. A true original in style. Now we're holding up the bow. And let's see who you really are. And who you really are. And she hadn't been smiling for ages, but she plays guitar and writes words on pages too. Thank you very much. Cheers. Have a good night. Thank you.
There we go, MMTV in the city. Let's hear it for the brilliant Ash Palmer. Right, Ash, before we go any further, so you're like now an adapted Mancunian, you grew up in Workington. If I could just take you back 12 years, December 2008, you went to see the Stereophonics in Newcastle, and what happened?
Basically that night I can remember Cortinas were supporting as well. That's the first gig I ever went to. And can remember at the end of the night, just Kelly, they ended with Dakota, and Kelly's doing his thing. There's confetti falling from the ceiling. There's 30,000 people going fucking nuts. And I just looked at him and went, I want to do that. And I started learning to play guitar the next day, and I've been doing it ever since.
Since then, you've gone on to be in a couple of bands yourself. You've gone on to work with members of the Seahorses, Dodge It, Blue Tones, Supergrass, Happy Mondays, Enemy, Reverend and the Makers, Twisted Wheel. Some list that. What's been the highlight of your career so far?
Playing at the Ritz in town with I sang 24-hour party people with Bez from the Happy Mondays dancing next to me. That was fucking surreal. That was probably the best one. I enjoyed that.
So what are the plans for 2020? What's coming up for Ash Palmer? What can we expect?
There's a lot of new singles coming one after the other, but then the first one, which was I Made You Toast, the first song I played tonight, that's currently being mastered. And so that's going to be out, I reckon, start of next month at the latest. So look at on Spotify and all them.
And obviously, if you do want to go and see Ash live, all you need to do is check out all the usual social media pages. And if you are in and around Manchester, you've got a gig in Manchester this Friday supporting Danny Mann.
Can't wait for that. He's a legend.
So that's going to be at Lion's Den. So if you are out and about in the Manchester area Friday night, you can catch Ash Palmer with Danny Mann at Lion's Den in Manchester. But studio audience, MMTV in the city. Once again, let's hear it. Make some noise. Ash Palmer.
Cheers. Thank you.
You are watching MMTV in the city. We are live right through. Don't forget, share this as much as you can. And obviously, there's loads and loads going on. We've got more live music coming up a little bit later on. Obviously, we concentrate on sport. We concentrate on things that are going on in the world. And we also concentrate on inspirational people. The next guest I'm going to introduce you to is a true Mancunian inspirational character. Please put your hands together, studio audience, for the one and only boxer, Jake Andrews. So we're going to walk over here to our new part, which we've never had this before. We're normally in the studio, but we're out and about off the square in Manchester. How you doing, man? Good to see you, all right? Yeah, sit down, sit down. Look at that. Fan club here as well. How you doing? You all right, yeah? Yeah, good. Yeah, listen, cheers for taking the time out to join us today. First of all, right, we're going to talk about your life and your career in boxing and stuff like that in a minute. First of all, tell us about your childhood and what got you into boxing.
So I grew up in Salford, born in Old Hospital. I was about 12, 13 when I started boxing and was in and out of court. got excluded from school, you know, so all schools from Salford, sat at home for about an hour on the laptop, what they give me. Soon as that happened, started walking down to Oliver's gym in the morning, and then started boxing from there, mate.
You were saying, like, safe to say, growing up in Salford and stuff like that, you were a bit of a bad lad knocking about and stuff like that. When you started boxing, did that change your, you know, life and your outlook in any way?
Yeah, mate, yeah, you know, it was just one of those, I'm rough and ready off the streets, and I'm ready to go, I'm ready to rumble, you know what I mean? And that's me, mate, yeah, at the end of the day. I'm there for the taking, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go, I'm firing, so...
Your life over the few years has took a few dips and took a few, you know, rises and stuff like that. When you started doing the boxing, how far did you want to take it as a career? Was it just something you did to get you off the street and out of trouble? Or was it something you wanted to, you know, progress with?
So this is where I get my name from, Jumbo J. I was a fat kid, you know, I was fighting all the time on the street. My dad took me down to boxing to actually get rid of my weight initially. And then I just took to boxing like a duck to water, mate, and just absolutely flown through it.
You ended up being picked for the Olympics. It looked like your life was changing. You know, I mean, being picked, a lad from Salford off the streets kind of thing. You got picked, you know, to be in the Olympics. And I know you're not going to mind me talking about this. You had a few things took a turn for the worse at home and obviously affected your boxing career. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it affected my boxing career, you know. At the age of 22, I lost my mum and dad, you know what I mean? I lost my father to suicide, I lost my mother to cancer. So it took me right back to, you know, being depressed and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I needed to focus, I needed a new drive, I needed to get up there and get active and then just focus on my boxing then, you know. And I took about 2 years of boxing, which is a big year. You know, 2 years in boxing, you know what I mean? So I took about 2 years off boxing, and then now I'm 24, decided to take it back up at 23 and then fired through it, mate, you know what I mean?
When you went through what you did in your life, it's hard to imagine how you turned a corner with it. What was the point for you in your life that you thought, right, I need to pull myself together, get back to boxing? What was the turning point that made you, you know, turn yourself round from the tragedies that had happened?
Yeah, well, when my mum passed away, I went up to about 19 stone, and my head fell off it, mate. I took to drink, I took to drugs, I was smoking, I was doing all sorts, mate. It was awful time, you know what I mean, as you'd expect. And then as soon as my dad passed away or committed suicide, the last thing he said was, "Son, I want to see you get back into that ring. I want to see you get back into that ring." And I never had I could never produce the goods to get back into that ring for my dad, but as soon as he committed suicide, I've took that to my heart, you know what I mean, and thought I'm firing through this now, and for my dad and for myself.
And obviously, as you could tell by what you've just said, people are loving it. You're looking great, you're fighting great. Your first pro boxing match takes place in May. Am I right in thinking? Tell us about that.
Yeah, mate, it takes place in May. Can't wait for it, to be honest, you know what I mean? I just can't wait to get out there, produce the goods. I've got respect from all my opponents getting into the ring. It's a dangerous business. You know, you're getting into that ring, you're risking your life. I've got my beautiful missus at home and my daughter, so it's time to start, like, picking up the paces now, getting into that ring, showing people who I am, what I am, and why I am Jumbo, you know what I'm saying?
Where's it taking place?
So it's taking place in Oldham Sports Centre on the 9th of May. It's on Black Fresh Promotions show. You got beautiful Karen Priestley over there taking the photos and stuff. So it's gonna be a good event, mate. I can't wait. I'm coming out in an elephant mask. Got like little Team Jumbo trumpets behind me. Got my little crowd going on. You know the dance. It's easy work, innit?
Do you know what? Well, not in. You're doing something a lot of us can't do. We were talking before, though, obviously, what you've been through. I think it's pretty amazing that, you know, you've come through it and you've ended up going boxing again. And, you know, like you say, you've got your fight on the 9th of May. We were talking outside before about mental health and the stigma that goes with mental health. What's your advice to anyone who's perhaps watching this, who's had a really shit time in life like you had? What's your advice to them to come out the other side? Because that isn't an easy thing to do.
Yeah, of course. Like this morning I went to the gym, and I'll tell you this story now, you know. I went to the gym this morning, and one guy in the gym always comes in, happy face, happy smile, happy everything, you know, lets on to everyone. And he gave the coach bad attitude, and I was like, that's not like him. So I took him into the back room with my 2 coaches, and I said, mate, what's up with you? And he was on his defence straight away. And I said, whoa, calm down, just chill out. What's wrong? What's going on? And he was telling me about his problems at home, and it all led to his anger building up inside of him, you know, and he's got real bad mental health issues. And I was like, you'd never know from that person that, wow, you're actually struggling inside, and you don't know, and it's hard, mate, you know what I mean? So what I would advise for people to do is speak up. You've got to speak up, and there's a big stigma about this man up. It's not man up. How can you man up? You know what I mean? It's not something for us to do. We've got to go out and talk about it, and talk about our problems, talk about our issues. You know what I mean?
I think it's great that you, as someone who people will look up to, you know, you've been through what you've been through and stuff like that. You've come out on the other side and you're giving advice like that. I think it's, you know, it's an amazing thing that you're doing. What happens next for you? Obviously, you've got the fight on the 9th of May. What's the future hold?
So the future's looking bright, it's looking orange, you know what I mean?
That's what we want to hear.
You know what I'm saying? So after that fight, mate, it's all going to go uphill. It's not going to go downhill now. I've had my hardest time of my life, you know what I mean? So it's all going to go right uphill, and we're going to get to the top as a team together. Everyone here, you know what I mean? We're all supporting, and, you know, we're all going to go far, mate, because this, like right now, is a positive crowd, positive mindset. We're all being uplifted, and we're going to get to the top. Everyone here together as a team, we're just going to get to the top, and that's how it's going to be.
Do you know what? You're a great, great man, and the story you're telling us and what you've been through, and you've come out on the other side, you really are a massive inspiration to a lot of people and a lot of kids, not just in Salford, but in and around Manchester. And every single person watching MMTV in the city and everyone in the studio wishes you all the very best for the 9th of May, man, yeah?
Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Appreciate
Let's hear it, Jake Andrews. You are watching MMTV in the city. We've got loads to take you through, loads more live music, loads more special guests. And of course, we are off the square in Manchester for a very, very special first edition of our 3rd series. It is time for some more live music, though. We'd like to introduce back on the stage now a band who have been doing the circuit for years and years. They are one of the most respected bands in Manchester. It is an absolute pleasure to say joining us at MMTV in the city tonight. Studio audience, put your hands together for the brilliant SWJ Group.
get up on the gravy train. Get up on, you lied again. You lied like you never lied before. Yeah, you sigh like you've never seen it no more. You lie like you never lied before. You sigh like you never seen it no more. Get up on the gravy train. 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 Get up on, you lied again.
Thank you. That was incredible. It's always incredible at MMTV to hear people talking. Music's always great, but I always enjoy the inspirational talks because that's what it's all about. We only write songs because of people. This is a song called, which I thought I was playing actually, the first track, by the way. Just saying. This is the first song we ever did together. It's called Scribbles.
There was a scene in a movie I saw. There was a boy who was never alone. His eyes full of hatred, his skin emaciated, his head was full of scribbles and tongues. He sleeps in his Formica shoes, making profit from historical tunes. His soul was in the lightning, his head was very frightening. I think he may have drowned in a pool. There was a lady who plied me with skin and bones. Upon my exit she notched upon my headstone. Don't you love it when you get more? Always trying to forget though. Don't you love it when you get more crazed in the haze of the days that you thought you'd left behind? So then I cried in my lonely face room. You say that I was licking my wounds. This is a song called The Blind Dog Country Walk.
I can't see the known, another piece of light watching. You can't see another living light watching. You go when you come, sign to feel the sand watching. You go with some kind of hit of
MMTV in the city. Let's hear it for the brilliant SWJ Group. I thought they were doing one more actually, but there we go. How's it going? Cheers, lads. Listen, how's it going? You know what I mean? One of the most respected bands in Manchester. What are the plans for 2020?
We're just about... I was just speaking on it. We're just about to finish a lot of recording. You just heard a track there called Blind Dog Country Walk. We're playing with Craig Charles next week. I think we're with Judge Jules the week after. We've got a few festivals this year, and very excited that we next time you may see us, we may have a full brass section as well. We're very excited about that. So yeah, it's going from strength to strength, David.
You've got a very, unique sound in what you do. People know straight away it's you. What about music? Is there any chance of any more music coming out this year, or?
This year is the music year for us. I think we're going to put a track out every month this year, and an album by the end of the year. It's all recorded as it happens, but as you very well know, David, who knows what to do with music when you play music? So we've decided to put one track out a month. I think all I've got to do is write all the lyrics now, that's all.
So they can put one track out a month. You've got a month to learn all the words, everyone who's listening at home.
Right,
and then you get another one. That's right, isn't it? Let's hear it, MMTV in the city for the brilliant, legendary SWJ Group. You are watching MMTV in the city. We are live at Off the Square in Manchester. Don't forget, if you do want to catch the SWJ Group, like we just heard, they are playing at Holmfirth Picturedrome on the 22nd of February with Craig Charles, and then more locally to Manchester, they're at the the Witchwood in Ashton on the 11th of April. But all the internet, all the information is all over the internet. Once again, let's hear it, everyone. MMTV, make some noise for the brilliant SWJ Group. Okay, we've still got loads to come. We've got more live music in a bit from Say to Play and legendary Mancunian Tom Hingley and the Carpets. What we're going to do now, though, is we've got another very, very special guest. He's no stranger to MMTV. Legendary world champion boxer Michael Brodie. Come and sit down. It's a bit different to last year when you were at the MMTV studios. How's it doing, mate? All right. Listen, if you're looking now, if you're watching from the studio or you're watching at home thinking, what is in that box? I better not do that. We're going to show you in a minute. We'll leave it there for now and we'll make it a surprise. Shall we open it up now? Look at this. It's just a world champion boxing belt, you know what I mean? Live on MMTV in the city. Anyway, how you doing, mate? You all right? Let's switch you on and can hear you then. Welcome to MMTV in the city once again. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
We're going to talk about your career and stuff like that. You had a professional career that started in 1994. 39 professional fights, 35 of them which you won. Your first title was in 1997 where you won the British Super Bantamweight. That was a 10-round knockout win against Neil Swain at Wythenshawe Forum. So starting as a professional in 1994 and winning that in 1997, how did it feel winning that first title?
Excellent. I loved it. When I won the British title, it was excellent.
Is it something that after 3 years of being a professional you'd worked for, and you know, was that the aim to do it within 3 years, or was it sooner than you thought?
Well, I worked most of my life for it, but you know, I loved it and won the British and then moved on from there.
We're going to talk about this belt in a minute, but obviously, like I say, you won the bantamweight in 1997. That was your first title. 2002. The World Boxing Foundation featherweight title. A year later, the International Boxing Organization featherweight title. Winning these, you know, all these belts and stuff like that, how far did you want to go? When did you think, right, this is the peak now? How far did you want to go with it?
I wanted to go all the way to the top, and I did. I've done everything. I've done everything I achieved. I won the British, Commonwealth, European, IBO, and the WBC, what everyone knows I was robbed of, and I got it.
When you were winning all these belts and stuff like that, what was life like at that time for you? How was life treating you at that point?
It was good. It was good, really good, you know. You have your ups and downs. Yeah.
Was it a totally different way of life to what you were used to? All of a sudden, you were in the limelight, you know, you were on all the boxing stuff and that?
I was just training all the time and keeping focused on the boxing, mate, that's all.
Your last professional fight was in 1994. When you had that fight, did you know it was going to be your last professional fight? Had you made that decision then? Or was it something you made after you'd had the fight?
I made the comeback and then I had an hard fight after that against Colour, and I just thought, it's my time. It's a young boy sport, give up. You know, I was 38 at the time.
You had a great career, unbelievable. Like you said, you went right to the top of the game. You became a legendary, iconic British boxer. Tell us a little bit about this belt, because you've owned it for a long time. Thank you so much for bringing it, by the way. You've owned it for a long time, but you've not actually had it all that time. Tell us a little bit about why you went for years and years without having it.
Well, they made it a draw. They made the fight against the Chinese bloke, Indian Chi, the first one. They made it a draw, the first. But obviously, I knew I won the fight. They deducted points off me for the cut head and all that. So I says to Barry, how come he's got to keep the belt? I want a belt. He says, don't worry, I'll get you one. 16 years of waiting for it, and finally I've got a belt.
When did he get it? When did he get it back?
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day this year. So after 16 years waiting, he ended up with this. What do you do with it? Where do you keep it? Well, in fact, no, don't tell us where you keep it.
I'm not telling you where
I'm going to say that. Don't tell us where you keep it. Not like anyone's going to come and mess with you. You know what I mean? What are the plans then? So you finished your boxing career, you had your last fight against Crawler. What have you personally been up to since then? Have you continued working in the boxing world?
I've just been, working and that, on building sites and that, but I've had enough of it. I'm going to get back into the boxing. It's all I know, as a kid.
How do you think the boxing world's changed since you was at the top of the game?
It's changed a lot, I'd say the public are more behind the fighters and that, and they're more glamour now. You get papers, you're in the paper every 2 minutes, you know what I mean? So
I suppose when you were at the top of the game, there were no internet and social media, stuff like that.
Well, that's it, with social media now kicking off, it's gone brilliant.
Since doing MMTV, obviously today's the first show of the third series. The one thing that I've learned since meeting so many legendary boxers and up-and-coming boxers is how much boxing can change somebody's life.
Changes your life a lot, mate. I've had the best things in the world. I've had a good life and still got good life, You
hear a lot of people, like especially the younger boxers we have on, who have had a bit of a shit time in life, and all of a sudden they've got into boxing. It's sorted them out. It's changed the way. If anyone's watching this, or if you were to give advice to any, young kids on the street, lads that were thinking about getting into boxing but were like, don't want to get my fucking head kicked in here. What advice would you give anyone who wants to get into boxing?
Well, my advice is coming from a rough area, Colliers and Coast. It's a rough area. Coming from there all my life is, get the kids into the boxing. And, my plan now is to open a gym, and look after the kids.
Will you keep us up to date with what you're doing with that gym? And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you've started at the bottom. You've been at the very, very top of your game. You've got so many stories to tell. You can be so inspirational to these kids. Good luck with it. And will you keep us up to date with what you're doing?
Yeah, of course I will, because, Carl's my pal.
Yeah.
He'll know anyway.
And as well as that, not just from myself and everyone in this audience, congratulations on, after 16 years, getting back what is rightly yours.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Let's hear it. Former World Championship boxer Michael Brodie.
Cheers, pal.
Good to see you, man, as always, yeah. Okay, you are watching MMTV Live. We are at Off the Square in Manchester. It is time for some more live music. A little bit later on, we've got the legendary Tom Hingley, who's here with his band, The Carpets. A little bit later on, we're going to be having a chat to Tom. We've got iconic photographer David Gleave, who's going to be telling us about his exhibition, what he's got going on at the moment. Now, though, it is time for another one of the most talked about bands at the moment. MMTV in the city. Please welcome Sasa Play.
Getting closer to me every day, and the truth was on your face. Truth was in the crack of your smile. Clowns, walls has to shit, and I've heard a lot of stories about that cigarette stain. 24/7, I'll be with 365. You I feel like we need some more energy in the room, Manchester. This one's about the state of our lovely country. So weird, I think I heard a rumor that you gone insane. I would've called you sooner, but the time, it doesn't wait for humans. Oh dear, I waited for the silence, but it never came. Shipwreck fighting moves the time, it doesn't wait for humans. So sit up straight, no talking back, and don't swear in front of mother. A middle child, please don't you cry, controlled by those above us. What are we living for? What are we living? My second hand evolution. Affected by the system, the time that doesn't wait for humans. So sit up straight, no talking back, and don't swear in front of mother. A middle child, please don't you cry, controlled by those above us. What are we living for? What are we living? My second home. Second-hand devotion. Yes, Lord. You are allowed to move. It is okay, man. Can feel it loaded. Can talk about it. Can live without it. Can feel it loaded. Can't think without it. Can't talk about it, Manchester. Can't live without it. Now, my second-hand devotion. What are we living for? What are we living for? Sit up straight, no talking back, and don't swear in front of mother. What are we living for? Nice one. We got one more song for you. It's called Bang Average. Come on, give us a bit. Right, believe it or not, I'm from Collyhurst as well, if that helps. Hey! Don't let the skirt put you off. It's not my fault if you fancy me, Miles. Sits on the end of the bed, legs crossed, freshly painted nails in the colour of bread. Eyes wide, but no talking. She's the doctor heart. Shines bright from the screen of a phone as a boyfriend goes. Tough love, maybe next time I should probably leave. Yeah, I should probably call you a taxi. I can breathe with a moment beside me. Honestly, I am fighting for lack of better words. I love you so much that it hurts. Was it something that I said that pissed you off, or was it just my gathering sex that drew you out? I'll see you next time. I should probably leave. Oh, I should probably call you a taxi. I can barely breathe with a million nights beside me. Honestly, I am fighting for lack of better words. I love you so much that it hurts. And honestly, I tried to leave many times before. With you, it's like I'm always. I see sunshine, I see rain, I feel something, I feel pain, and I'm afraid to go outside. I hear someone at my door telling story about oh baby, I would say the world was mine. Hello, mate. Laugh this. It's good fun, this. Honestly, a volunteer for lack of better words. I love you so fucking much that it hurts. Honestly, I cry to leave anytime. With you, it's like I'm always.
MMTV in the city, let's hear it for the brilliant Sasa play. So, a band who seems to have been around forever and ever, they're one of the most respected bands and talks about bands in Manchester. How's it going, all right?
Yeah, decent, mate.
Good, I'll tell you what, very athletic jumping up there.
Thank you very much.
I was wondering how you were going to get down at one point.
I'll be honest, I realised that my mum can see up my skirt. Sorry, Mum, I've got my underpants on, it's all right.
Lovely skirt, by the way, as well.
Thank you very much,
that,
mate.
You're welcome. 2020, what's going on for Sasa Play then?
We just want to fucking play as much... Sorry, swearing. We just want to play as much as we can, mate. We're, as you can tell, we love playing live music. I'll be honest, I'm knackered after doing that acrobatic section up there.
Well, you could have been dead, in fairness, stunts like that.
No, it's fine, man. To be fair, I tore ligaments in my foot our last gig, so I probably shouldn't have done that.
Your fan base as well is amazing. I mean, everyone in here was singing along to all the words. There's T-shirts here.
Yes.
Yes.
You've got a great following, great music and stuff like that. Have you got any gigs coming up that people sat at home thinking, right, let's get to that gig? What's going on?
Yeah, mate, to be honest, like, check out our socials, because we've like, obviously I fucking love Manchester and that, but we're now trying to branch out because we've reached the point in Manchester where we've built a proper good fan base, but we need that everywhere. Because obviously the industry is fickle, mate, and they need it. You know what I mean?
Spread the word. Spread the word.
Yeah.
Say to play.
We'll come in, feeler.
Thank you so much for joining us for
Cheers for
MMTV
having
in the
us. And
city.
honestly, everyone else, all the speeches and that, we fucking preach about, it needs to be talked about, so big respect, mate, big respect.
MMTV in the city. Say to play. Okay, you are watching MMTV in the city. We're live at Off the Square in Manchester. Rock and roll television. We've got guests, live bands, inspiration and legends. And a little bit later on, we have got another legend in the building. Tom Hingley at the Inspiral Carpets with his band, The Carpets, are going to be here and playing live. Before that, though, as far as photographers in Manchester go, we're not short on brilliant ones. There's loads and loads of them. One of the men at the top of the game, though, he's got a great exhibition going on at the moment. He's a fella, good friend of ours, called David Gleave. Let's find out more. MMTV in the city, please welcome David Gleave. Walk over here to the thing, find what's going on. Like Jules Holland for Mancunians. How you doing, man? You all right? Sit down and just switch that on.
Yeah, Dave. Thanks for having us, mate.
Hey, listen, thank you for joining us. I know that at the moment you're a very, very busy man. You've got this exhibition going on at the moment, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But first of all, as far as your photography career goes, you've done everyone from Noel Gallagher to Johnny Marr to the Happy Mondays. As a photographer, why did you choose music as the thing to be, why music?
Well, I'm not really just a music photographer, Dave. I'm a people photographer, but I'm a guitar player. And I played in bands in Manchester since 1978. And when I really got into photography, which was only about 5 years ago, the natural progression was I had access to musicians. So I photographed them, you know what I mean? But I'm a people photographer, really, you know?
It feels mad to say that, you've been doing it for 5 years. I feel like you've been on this scene forever and ever. And like you say, you do a lot of people photography and all sorts. But I hope it's fair to say you've become really well known for the music photography that you do. Over the last 5 years, who's been your favourite artist to take pictures of?
I think definitely it was Cabbage, because I met Cabbage in the very early days. I saw him on about the third gig. And I was looking for a project. I was looking for a band that I could photograph, not just from the front and watch them playing guitars. I wanted to go behind the scenes. I wanted to go round to their houses and watch them eating beans on toast. I wanted to, go to the studio with them. I wanted to go to the festival with them. I wanted to be backstage with them. And they let me do that. And I totally got a whole thing with them, that was...
I can only imagine what goes on backstage with Cabbage.
It was interesting, yeah, it was totally interesting.
Do you know, over the last few years, one thing, I made a comment the other week that I honestly believe that the new music scene at the moment is, it's probably the best ever. If not the best for a long time, it's the best ever. There's so many great new bands out there at the moment. In the last 5-6 years you've been taking photographs. How do you feel the music scene in Manchester has changed over them last 5 years?
I'm not sure about that one, Dave. I probably missed out on about the last couple of years, but the bands that I've been involved with, it's been Cabbage, The Blinders, Dirty Laces are great. I don't know about too many others, but there are loads out there. There's loads out there. I just can't get round them all. You know what I mean? So
I think that's the thing. I was talking to somebody before, and I said that at the moment in Manchester, you can go and watch a live band every night of the week. And it's brilliant, isn't it?
It really is,
It's so good we're able to do that. So at the moment, you've got the exhibition taking place at Sasa on Oldham Street. Why have you decided to do this exhibition now?
Well, basically, it's... I thought now was the time. I had a load of great photographs. I wanted people to see them. I was looking for a place. Loads of people offered me spaces, like Night and Day offered me, Night People offered me, but... it wasn't a good enough room. I wanted just a plain white room where the images could hang on the wall and speak for themselves. And I felt that I had some great photographs. In fact, if you go and see the exhibition, I think there's 50-odd photographs, and for every one that's there, there's 2 others that couldn't make the space, you know, because of the limitations of the budget, obviously getting them framed, and the limitations of just the space, you know. But that's why now I've got a load of good pictures, you know.
So it's almost like you could do another 2 or 3 exhibitions almost.
I could, or a bigger room, yeah.
You've done this, obviously, after 5 years of taking photographs. You're one of the most respected photographers in Manchester. I'm not just saying that, that is a genuine comment.
Oh, mate.
This exhibition, what you're doing at the moment, it's all over social media. Are you surprised at just how well it's been received?
I've got to say, I am. You know, on the opening night, I think there's about 200 people came through the door. Loads of people bought stuff off me. It's there till the 21st of February if anyone wants to go. But yeah, I'm totally blown away by how people have reacted to it. Yeah.
We were talking about that before. I've not had the chance to go yet, but I'm 100% going to go. It's 21st of February, it's on till at Casa on Oldham Street.
Yeah.
So you've done 5-6 years of photographs. You've got this amazing exhibition at the moment at Casa. What happens next then? Once this exhibition's finished at the end of February, what's next for David Gleave?
I really don't know that, mate. I'm just going to crack on. Not so much bands. I'm getting away from bands unless they'll let me go behind the stage with them. Like I say, I'm into people. I mean, one of the biggest projects I ever did was a boxing club, actually, at Moss Side Fire Station, which probably a couple of the lads will know. It was a guy called Nigel Travis who'd, you know, they had some spare rooms at the fire station, and he was a boxer, and they set up a bit of a boxing club. So they've got loads of lads there that would otherwise be up to no good, who were in there. I went in doing that, and to be honest, that's what I like doing, just photographing people. And I'm going to be doing more of that, you know.
Well, honestly, we wish you the best of luck with the future. You've got the exhibition, the David Gleave Art Exhibition, which takes place at Cass Art on Oldham Street in Manchester and runs till the 21st of February. Like I say, I've not had a chance to go yet, but 100% I'm going to be going. You've just got to look at the reviews and stuff online about how well and how respected this man is. But thank you so much for taking time out to join us on MMTV. I'm going to say good luck with the exhibition. You don't need it. Everyone's going already.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks.
And yeah, listen, we'll see you again soon, man. Yeah.
Ciao, mate.
Legendary photographer David Gleave.
Thank you, Dan.
You are watching MMTV. It is the 3rd series, episode 1. And as a little special treat, we have come live in the city. We're off the square in Manchester with a brilliant studio audience. With a brilliant studio audience. And of course, we've had some amazing guests and some legends as well. I'm going to walk over to the stage now, and it does look like they're still setting up, but it doesn't matter because we've got a couple of things to tell you before the band are ready. We'll have a chat with Tom as well. If you are watching this and enjoying us, like I say, we've been doing it for over 2 years now. We're coming up to 2.5 years since MMTV started at Marley Mancuni's studio. This is the 3rd series in episode 1. I've got something to tell you now. The next edition is going to be taking place on Tuesday, March the 10th. Get that in your diary, yeah? Tuesday, March the 10th. Guests on that night, check this out, are going to include Narrow Margin, Rowessa, Cold Water Swimmers, legendary artist Stephen Lynn, and Simon Calderley, who runs the great events at Bowlers and Manchester Adored. Yeah, so it is a top lineup. All the information will be on all the MMTV channels, and tickets will be on sale for that event tomorrow. So get them in. We are going to be in the city again. The next MMTV Manchester taking place on March the 10th, Tuesday, March the 10th. Make sure you're here because it is brilliant. Our final live band for the night is fronted by a man who is no stranger to this city. Please welcome absolute legend and top man all round, Tom Hingley. You, without a doubt, as far as Manchester legends go, are one of the busiest men on the scene.
Yeah, well, I've just been doing it for years. I've been doing probably over 130 gigs for the last 20 years, a year, you know, so just busy.
You do a lot of stuff with the band, the Carpets, who are going to play for us in a minute. You do a lot of solo stuff as well. 2020, I was looking at what you've got coming up. You've got a mega, mega busy year ahead. What could people expect from Tom Hingley over the next 11 or 12 months?
Well, I'm putting a new solo record out, so that's coming out probably in the next couple of months. And I think I'm writing another book as well, so I've got a book about my solo career coming out at the end of the year, so that's what you got to expect.
That'll be great. We'll really look forward to that. One of the things when I was talking to David Gleave before, and I've said this, I honestly believe it, I think the music scene right now, not just in Manchester, but right across the Northwest, Liverpool and Wigan, is the best it's been for a long, long time. And a lot of these new bands that are up and coming now are obviously name-checking in Spiral Carpets, you know, as well as the Stone Roses and Oasis, as influences. How do you feel the music scene in this area is right now?
It's really good, but I think with music, you know, it's all about looking forward, it's not about looking back. So a lot of these bands, they're making their own stories and they're making their own histories, and it's all right. It's really nice that people look back to the past with bands like In Spirals, but it's really important that they rip it all up and destroy it and make their own stuff, I think.
I think a lot of the new bands are sounding great, but everyone needs heroes, Tom. You know what I mean? Everyone needs heroes and bands that they look at and stuff like that. Are there any bands at the moment that, you know, you've kept your eye on it? Do you keep your eye on the new music scene? Is there any bands that you, in particular, are watching and enjoying at the moment?
There's loads of people. I mean, a lot of the people that you've been talking about tonight and the people coming on here are really good. I like Cabbage a lot, and I just really like, I don't know, there's a lot of bands, I just think it's really good when they're exciting and they offend people. I think that's a good thing to do, I think. You know, a lot of the bands you're talking about, like Dirty Laces and, you know, and Fat White Family, and, you know, a lot of people, they just offend people, which is really important, because what happens is when people grow up, they just get into the music that they were into, and then they hate everything that's new. And I kind of, just today on Facebook, someone's going on about how all the bands in the 80s were rubbish. And I just said, that's just a load of lazy nonsense. Talking Heads, New Order, The Echo and the Bunnymen, Susie and the Banshees, Public Image. There were just so many good bands in the 80s. And people just get old and they get out of touch. And then they just think that they're getting out of touch means they're still in touch. And it's important not to do that, I think, with music.
I think it's a great way of looking at it. I mean, I've known you a long time, and one thing that we are proud of at MMTV is you're a great friend of the show and a great supporter of the show as well. How important is it that things like MMTV, BBC Introducing and things like that, how important is it in this day and age of social media and downloading music, how important is it that things like this still take place?
Well, you're doing something really great here, because the space is really good, and to get all these people here, it takes a lot of love and time and money and stuff to make that happen, and most people are just really fucking complacent, aren't they? So, you know, I think you should be really proud of what you're doing here, and I wouldn't be here if I wasn't proud of what you were doing and the bands you're putting on. Should have a big round of applause for all the bands who played tonight. I think. It's not about me, is it? It's about Manchester, and it's about. I said to the lads earlier, we were in the pub earlier, and it's just, you know, like, even with this band here, you know, I just send out a message and they all turn up, you know, we could be at the Palladium and half of them wouldn't be here. So, like, it matters, and what you're doing, you should big yourselves up to make culture and to do it with good humour and to try and make the world a bit prettier and a bit uglier at the same time. That's a good thing to be doing, I think.
And I think just listening to you, you're a very humble and down-to-earth man. I think you should also remember how important people like yourself are to the music scene, that all these great new bands in and around Manchester can look up to you and see exactly how it was done. Really appreciate it. MMTV in the city. It's time for our final acts of the evening, our final live band of the evening. Thank you for joining us. This is the third series of the show, our first episode, and what a way to end this show. Don't forget, we're back on March the 10th. Tickets go on sale tomorrow afternoon. All the details will be on MMTV social media. But to play us out, studio audience, will you please put your hands together and welcome a true Mancunian legend with his band, Tom Hingley and the Carpets.
I need to go to the toilet, so they're going to play for you for a bit, okay? Cheers. Thank you. You're very lucky because I don't need to have a shit before the second song. Anyway, how you doing? You all right? Okay, I'm not going to clamber up there because I'll need to go to hospital for 3 weeks if I try and do that. Okay, we're going to play a song called This Is How It Feels now. So if you want to sing along, do step forward. You've got nothing to lose but your dignity and your credit worthiness, you know. Come and sing along if you want. Husband don't know what he's done. Kids don't know what's wrong with mom. She can't see, they can't see. Putting it down to another bad day. Daddy don't know what he's done. Kids don't know what's wrong with mom. So this is how it feels to be lonely. This is how it feels to be small. This is how it feels when your word means nothing at all. Like a car drives through the town, some guy from the top estate left a note for a local girl, and yet he had it all on a plate. So this is how it feels to be lonely. This is how it feels to be small. This is how it feels when your word means nothing at all. Husband don't know what he's done. Kids don't know what's wrong with mom. She can't see, they can't see. Putting it down to another bad day. So this is how it feels to be lonely. This is how it feels to be small. This is how it feels when your word means nothing at all. This is how it feels to be lonely. This is how it feels to be small. This is how it feels when your word means nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Cheers. We're playing in Bury at the Cavern on the 4th of April, so if you're around, come down to that. Okay, this song called Dragging Me Down, yeah? Jump, 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 jump. Search this world for you, even though you can't imagine. Wanna take you to China, I wanna take you to Manchester. I use rocket ships and minesweepers, transistor radio receivers. I wanna hold you too tight. Gonna break everybody inside. Well, when I'm flying so high, like a bird in the sky, but you're dragging me down, yeah, but you're dragging me down, yeah, but you're dragging me down, 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 jump, 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 jump. I heard you talking and whispers, Pale John out nails and fingers, seeing shapes behind the curtain, looking older but I can't be certain. So tired but you just can't sleep. You're so shallow but you're air too deep. You're shaking bodies, switching bodies, mine. I know, cause I told you so well. When I'm flying so high, like a plane in the sky, but you're dragging me down, yeah, but you're dragging me down, yeah, you're dragging me down, down. Oh, you're dragging me down, oh, you're dragging me down, you're dragging me down, oh, you're dragging me down, you're dragging me down. I never can quite remember. Was it June, July, or September? That is so, yeah, so to me. That is so, yeah, so to me. When I'm flying so high, like a star in the sky. But you're dragging me down, yeah. You're dragging me down, yeah. But you're dragging me down. When I'm flying so high, like a star in the sky. You're dragging me down. You're dragging me down. Dragging me down, down. Oh, you're dragging me down. Dragging me down. Dragging me down. Dragging me down. Here's one for free. Thank you. This is for everyone who's played tonight. It's for Dave and Anton and all people doing the sound, like Kieran, and the cameras on MMTV. You must be me. I love rock and roll. Put another time that you must be me. I love rock and roll. Put another time that you must be me. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you're driving to. The very heart of me, the love we share seems to go nowhere. I lost my life for I toss and turn, I can't sleep at night. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. The state of love you gave you all a boy could give you. Now take my tears and that's not living. Tainted love, tainted love. So now I know I've got to run away, I've got to get away. You really don't want anyone for me to make things right. You want someone to hold you tight, and you think love is to pray. But I'm sorry, but I don't pray that way. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This kind of love together, give you all a boy can give you. Now take my tears, and that's not living. Cheating love, cheating love. To the heart of me to now share to go nowhere. I lost my life for I touched her, I can't sleep at night. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This thing love me, give you all a boy can give you. Now take my tears and that's not living. Cheating love, don't touch me please. Can't stand the way you tease. I love you though you harm me so. I have to pack my things and go. Cheating love, touch me baby, cheating love. Touch me baby, cheating love. Cheating love. Touch me, touch me. Love me, want me, take me, leave me. Sometimes I feel I got to run away, I got to get away from the pain you're driving to the very heart of me. Love we share to go nowhere. I lost my right for our times to play, we can't sleep at night. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. Say love again, give you all the boy can give you. Now take my tears and that's not it. Oh, cheating love, cheating love, cheating love, 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 love. Thank you. There are any illness reports circulating around. I think you should remember whose side you're on. Hey! 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 No one ever said it was gonna be easy. Pain to tease me, the body is broken. Climbing the board on a white knuckle ride. Thanks a lot and good night.
MMTV, let's hear it. Tom Hingley and the Carpets. Nice one, Tom. Cheers, mate. Okay, you have been watching MMTV live in the city. We've been at Off the Square in Manchester for the third series, episode 1. Once again, don't forget, we are back on the 10th of March with a mega lineup. Tickets go on sale for that tomorrow. But on behalf of myself, the studio audience, and you watching at home, a massive thank you to Ash Palmer, Jake Andrews, the SWJ Group, David Gleave, Sasa Play, Michael Brodie, and of course, Tom Hingley and the Carpets. Thank you, of course, to our studio audience. On behalf of all the MMTV team, our camera crew, Kieran on the sound, and myself, Dave Sweetmore, thank you for watching MMTV in the city. Get this shared, get everyone watch it. It's rock and roll Mancunian television at its finest, and we'll see you back here on the 10th of March, yeah? I've been Dave Sweetmore. Thank you for watching. On behalf of myself and everyone in Manchester, good night.